Rama 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 Hare Hare. Alright, so today we're gonna continue from where we left off yesterday and also talk about a few more important subjects in relation to beginning our study of Vilapa-kusumanjali, because we're still beginning the study of Vilapa-kusumanjali as it is. Before we were talking about the life of Raghunath Das Goswami, and then yesterday we started talking about the first verse. So also just for anyone who is watching online, Haribo, Radhe Radhe, welcome. And please, if you want to read articles that we are posting about Vilapa-kusumanjali that go along with these classes, please go over to kripa.tv and you can read our Kripa daily newsletter, which you can also sign up for. It comes every day. And you can also register for our Kripa book club, where you can get all our books, especially this Vilapa-kusumanjali that goes along with this video course. So, few things I was reading today, yesterday, that was in Gurudev's introduction, the first darshan he gave. So I want to talk about these points. And also something that Prabhuji was speaking. So basically, in our book we have introduction by Gurudev and then introduction by Prabhuji. Prabhuji said his commentary will be called the Kripa-kataksha. Kripa-kataksha commentary. So in the Kripa-kataksha commentary, Prabhuji talks about this point that's very important for us, for all sadhakas, which is that we should be very careful not to divide our love. Instead, we need to be very focused. If we want to achieve success in our spiritual lives, we must learn to focus our love. He said that, why are we far away from Krishna and Radharani and Braj? Because we have misplaced our love in this world in so many places which cannot ultimately give us happiness and satisfaction, and they only actually lead to pain and suffering. So part of our process is to bring back that divided love and center it and focus it. The question is where to focus our love. And this depends on our rasa, actually, in the spiritual world. Where do we want to focus our love? So he said, Raghunath Das Goswami, he spoke about Raghunath Das Goswami, he said he never divided his love anywhere. He was always completely focused. And we see that in his life, that when he was in Puri for 16 years under Swarup Damodar, he was always focused on serving Swarup Damodar and Mahaprabhu, and he was never divided. He never even divided his attention to many other Vaishnavas also. His nishta was like one-pointed, ek nishta. Some people, they like to go everywhere and try to be like a bumblebee taking from everyone. And we should always take association from different Vaishnavas, but still, we should try to be ek nishta if we want to get real benefit. Like Vaman Goswami Maharaj was ek nishta to Param Gurudev. After Bhaktisiddhanta left, some people criticized Param Gurudev, and he never saw their face afterwards. People were saying, oh, you're a disciple of Bhaktisiddhanta, because he took Harinam from Bhaktisiddhanta and he was old enough to get Diksha. But Bhaktisiddhanta never gave him Diksha. And later he took Diksha from Param Gurudev. And when people criticized Param Gurudev, he never looked at their face. He was completely one-pointed to Param Gurudev. So we see this in the lives of sadhakas, the importance of being one-pointed. And Raghunath Das Goswami exemplified this. When he was in Puri, he was always focused on Swarup Damodar and Mahaprabhu. And then later when he came to Braj, he was always under the shelter of Rupa and Sanatan. He was always focused like that, and his love was always dedicated to Srimati Radhika. This is actually one pastime we didn't tell about Raghunath Das Goswami, that when once he would take every day like a leaf cup of buttermilk to maintain his life. Mostly just buttermilk and maybe a few chickpeas. So there was this certain devotee who would bring him this leaf cup of buttermilk every day. And one day they brought him a bigger leaf cup, like double jumbo size, and like half a liter of buttermilk or something. Normally he just takes, like, we have these little bowls, you know, maybe like 200 ml, 100 ml. So they brought him a big one, like half a liter. And he said, why are you bringing this big cup of buttermilk? Where did you get it? Why did you bring it? He said, oh, I'm thinking, that's all you're eating. I should get you some more. So he said, where did you get this leaf cup? Because he didn't drink it. He was looking at it. Where did you get it? He had some suspicion, you know. Like those who are very attuned to their service and their loyalty to Radharani or to whoever their guru is, If you're very loyal and very dedicated, if something comes that has some other mood or some other antagonistic, like samskar in it, then you'll notice it and you'll be wary. You see with some Vaishnavas like Prabhuji, some things come and he'll never touch, never even look. And he'll send them away or give them to outside people. He won't ever touch it. So Raghunath Das Goswami said, where did you get this leaf cup? They said, oh, I got it from Sakhi Stali. From Chandravali's place. So he threw it aside. I won't take it. Today I'll fast. He was very upset. He said, how dare you? You don't know that I am Radhika's maidservant. And how dare you bring something from Chandravali's place? He was very upset. And that person left like very apologetic. They were saying, oh, I'm so sorry, I'll never do it again. So this is like one example of his dedication to Srimati Radhika. And Prabhupada spoke in his introduction that we should develop this kind of one-pointed nishta if we want to achieve any success in spiritual life. It said like, if you have some sort of energy source and you point it in a laser beam, then it'll be very powerful. But if you spread that out in like 100-yard direct, width, then it loses all its shakti. When it's a laser, pointed like a laser, then it's powerful. Then it can burn a hole through something. But if you take that same energy and you spread it wide, then it'll lose all its force. So we need to focus our bhajan. And also, another point he mentioned is that generally, like we see people come to perform sadhana in the dham, or they're performing sadhana wherever they are. And in the beginning, they're very focused, they're trying to chant, they're serious in their bhajan. This is like the beginning stage of bhakti. And then Kleshagni comes, which is like burning away the fires of your anartas and sufferings come. And then Shubhada comes, some kinds of auspiciousness come, and people start respecting you and giving you things. He said this time is more dangerous. The Kleshagni stage is not as dangerous. Kleshagni stage is the stage of purification. We're cleansing ourselves with the fire of struggle. It's a painful time because we have so many bad desires and the body isn't favorable. It seems very difficult. But the more dangerous stage is the next stage after that, when Shubhada, everything becomes very auspicious and people start honoring you and respecting you. He said at that stage, if you start making relationships with people and losing your focus, dividing your love and attachment and affection, dividing your heart to many people, then you can lose all your chance for spiritual progress. It becomes very difficult. We see Bharat Maharaj became attached to a deer. And he thought, I'm taking care of the deer. The deer was like a little baby. Its mother was going to die. Its mother had passed away, and it was going to die if he didn't take care of it. So he took in the deer, but he wasn't satisfied just taking care of it. Because if you get material objects or material people come near you, or anything, even animals, then the nature of the heart is that if you serve something or someone, you start developing attachment and affection. So service is also very tricky and dangerous. You should be very careful who you serve. In Rupa Goswami's Upadeshamrita, he says, Nindari shunyam hridamipsita sangha labdya. Who should you serve? He talks about different levels of Vaishnavas. He said, first you should offer honor in the mind to someone who just once chants Krishna's names. And if someone has taken Dikshadi, then you can offer pranam to them and respect them. But you're not taking shelter of them, taking anugatya and completely serving them. But if someone is completely engaged in bhajan, like on the pure devotee level, and they never criticize anyone, nindari shunya hridamipsita sangalabdya, they're always serving the Lord in internal absorption, then you take shelter of them, then you serve them, then you completely surrender to them. Otherwise, if you spread your love in so many different places, then you won't get success in spiritual life. So this is a very important thing that Prabhupada was talking about in his introduction to Vilapa-kusumanjali. And say, look at the life of Raghunath Das Goswami. He was always one-pointed in his dedication. And even when they brought this leaf cup, you think it's not such a big deal, it's just a leaf cup. But he wouldn't take it. He said, oh, this is from Chandravali's place. And Chandravali is the rival of Radharani, so I won't take it. Alright, so he said for us, we should try to follow this. Be one-pointed, and don't divide your love. Okay? So we'll go to another important topic.